Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back for another Patron Portrait live stream. Hello. I was doing like jazz hands or something, I don't know. Hope you guys are having a great day so far and a great week. Lovely to see you here today. There we go. I was hoping that live feed was about to start. There's always a little bit of a delay. Let's see how our framing's working. I think we look pretty good. We get chat situated over here. And my reference picture. All right. Today I'm going to be drawing Rick Blaine from the classic, the iconic Casablanca, played by Humphrey Bogart, of course. Really looking forward to this one. I have watched that movie 2 or 3 times now, and yeah, it was one of those after I reacted to it, I was like, I have to watch this again, because I loved it. So, yeah. And I will definitely be watching it many, many more times over the years. Apologies in advance, this new Montee pencil I have is so much louder than the other one. I don't know why that is, but it is. So I'm sorry, because there's like a huge black section here. And I need to fill it in. How about we just get that out of the way first? And then it'll be quieter. Hello, Alan. I'm honored to be your weekly lunch date. I'm trying to get this loud, scratchy, dark part out of the way first before I go on to the rest of this. Because it really is so much louder than my other Montee pencil was, and I don't know why that is. It's like a scratchier graphite. Different texture. Same effect pretty much, but different texture. When I'm, like the way it feels when I'm drawing with it. There we go. Okay, we can take a little bit of a break from that now. Okay, good, Alan. I'm glad it's not annoying you. I was afraid it's gonna be, oh no. I just realized I forgot my tortillas. I left them downstairs. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna be right back in like 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. I think that was faster than 2 minutes. I left these and these all downstairs. That was not going to work. Okay. Now, we must have our blenders I don't know about you guys, but it has been another crazy week for me. It's like only Wednesday and it feels like it should be the end of the week. It's just been, goodness, so many things to get done. But today is a very exciting Wednesday because I am dropping the official trailer for my next book today, Cimarron Dove. It's coming out about 3 p.m. I'm going to publish it at the usual like Film Friday publishing time, just on Wednesday. And I'm so excited to finally share that with you guys because I have been hard at work on it for a very long time. So yeah, I did not know, honestly, with how everything was working out, if I was even going to get it done before the book came out. I was like, oh no, but then I came in clutch. I got it done, so praise the Lord for that. I just had so many other art projects and like YouTube and just so much going on that it was hard to find time, because just like last time for Gone Outlaw, I did all of the artwork for the trailer and it was hard to find time to work on it because I had so much going on. But it worked out. It worked out, so we're all good. Glad you're doing Bogart. He's one of the superstars of old Hollywood and deserves the honor. Voted for Costner just to vary the time frame forward a bit, but I think Bogey's a bigger name. You know what? I really enjoyed Humphrey Bogart's performance in Casablanca, and that was my introduction to him. And I have not yet watched another film with him in it, although I did just receive, I think, 1 or 2 in my latest mailbag. I'm very much looking forward to watching more movies with him because I like him. I like his vibe, his persona, his kind of subdued charisma. I like him, and I'm looking forward to watching more of his movies over the years. And of course I was going to love Rick Blaine because he's like a brooding anti-hero. One of my favorite archetypes. I was very much inspired by Casablanca, actually, with writing my latest novel. It's very different, but there are certain elements from the story of Casablanca and the vibe of it that really inspired me, and the relationship dynamics. I think if anyone reads Cimarron Dove and is looking for it, they can see what I'm talking about, even though it's a very different story. I think they'll be able to see what I mean by that. Hello, Michael. Yeah, I'll be doing some local signings. I have a couple of events coming up in October, and whenever I'm at local events like that, I always offer to sign people's books when they buy one. So I'll be signing at those events, and then I'll probably go to the Second and Charles bookstore like I did last year with Gone Outlaw and do another signing there. That went well last year, so I'll do that at some point before the end of this year. Do another signing there. That was a lot of fun. That was my first ever bookstore signing, and I was relieved that people actually came. I was like, is anyone going to care that I am here? Is anyone going to buy a book? And thank goodness they did. When you're just a new author and like nobody knows you, you're worried when you show up. You're like, is anyone going to be interested? And especially with it being a Western as well, I just know that a lot of people who walk into a bookstore, logically, like they're not going in there for a Western. They might be going in there for a sci-fi or a fantasy, like dystopian, romance, young adult. I mean, it could be anything under the sun. And I know that my genre is not the most popular, so it was very much a relief to have a lot of folks be interested in it and get copies. Hello, Gary. Welcome. Hopefully my return to Old Baker later this year will go much better than my trip a couple of weeks ago with prints and stuff getting blown away and my tent getting destroyed and my banners getting destroyed. So traumatic. And rather ironic that my movie reaction I filmed yesterday was to none other than Twisters, which I've been wanting to check out, but it was a little funny this time watching it after what happened a couple of weeks ago. Hello, B-dubs. Anyway, so yeah, if you haven't seen Twisters yet, that will be going up next week. Just a heads up, if you haven't seen it and you want to watch it before I react to it, that'll be going up next week. This Friday is, of course, True Grit. Michael, I don't think we're going to have a blizzard in Bama this year, although honestly I wouldn't mind. I've never gotten to be in a blizzard before. Would not mind. Unless I had a trip planned or something, and then that would be problematic. The last time everything like shut down here because of snow was 10 years ago. We called it the snowpocalypse of 2014. It was for like 2 or 3 days. Everything kind of shut down because here in Alabama, we do not know how to cope with snow because we never get it. So it's not like Chicago or something where they're used to it and they just go on with their lives. Here, everything shuts down. It's the apocalypse. Like, it's crazy. People car wrecking everywhere and trying to get home or trying to go out in the snow and they don't know what they're doing, and so it's just madness. School closes. How much did we get, Gary? I cannot remember. Could not tell you. Probably just several inches. I mean, it really wasn't that big of a deal, but for us it is. I don't remember because that was my freshman year of college, but I remember I was home for some reason. So I don't remember the exact timing of it. It must have been like over a weekend or the holidays or something. Had to be over the holidays, I think. I literally cannot believe that it's almost September. I'm like, where has the year gone? January seems like yesterday. It's both been a very long year and a very quick year at the same time. I'm gonna get to the end of the year and not believe it. It's just been wild. This might be the fastest a year has ever gone by to me. And it's probably because it's the busiest I've ever been. I know, several inches, B-dubs, not 7, several. I don't know. I don't think it was any more than 3 or 4 at the most. I don't remember. Definitely not 7. I don't want to say because I don't know. You know what? I need to like Google it when this live stream is over because I can't remember. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'll Google it after the live stream and let you guys know. I'll put it in the comment on this post, like, correction, it was this many inches. But I mean, seriously, like, when we get a bunch of snow here, it's just like, it's there for 1 or 2 days because it melts so fast. So it doesn't just hang around. Definitely no way I would remember because I just holed up in my house. I go out whenever we get a lot of snow, I go out and I play around in it for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I come back inside and that's it. I don't stay out in it very long because it's too cold. It's too wet. My brother, on the other hand, was determined to make it to Chick-fil-A despite the snowpocalypse, and his truck got stuck. His truck got stuck, and then he was trying to walk, and then he was on the phone with my mom and fell flat on his back. Like, he was okay, but it was, oh my gosh, it was hilarious. He was on the phone, and all of a sudden, there's like a commotion, and she's like, what happened? And he's like, well, I just fell. The things humanity will do to get to Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're not used to driving in the snow, icy roads, all that, and you're like, oh, this will be fine. Yes, Gary, it was open. If we ever get any like freezing temps here in the winter, which I'm sure we will, it's going to be a while because right now it's still in the 90s almost every day. It's getting to where we've had some 60s in the evening, 70s, but during the day, 90s. It's been really rough. I cannot wait for the fall weather to get here. Unfortunately, that could be like end of October, because sometimes it's hot on Halloween and you're sweating to death in your costume. Speaking of Halloween costumes, I have no idea what I'm going to be this year. No idea. Yeah, that's what I've heard, B-dubs. It's just normal for people in the northeast. It's just like, whatever, business as usual. But in the south, end of the world. That's funny. With the Halloween costumes, time to fit it over a coat. I usually adjust my costume a little bit depending on what the weather's going to be like that year. Like if it's going to be colder, I can wear something with more layers, like a costume that would be hotter. But if it's going to be warm, I go for a lighter Halloween costume that I won't sweat as much in. Last year was fun. Last year I went as Ripley. Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise. That was fun. Very comfortable. You just get to wear a jumpsuit and sneakers. Very low maintenance. I totally could be, Dubs. I could revamp it into a Top Gun costume this year. I didn't go to oh, wait a second. I just realized, I think My Ripley costume was 2 years ago, I just realized. Last year, I was the Scarlet Witch. That's what I did last year. I pulled out that old costume from, oh, I probably got that back in 2018, 2019. Pulled that costume back out. So it was, Ripley was 2 years ago, but no, Gary, I did not go to a Halloween party last year. Have in the past, but I didn't last year. We just kind of hang out as a family and hang out with the nieces because they're the ones that are trick-or-treating now. The rest of us are just there to hang out and enjoy it with them, so. That's crazy that that Ripley costume was 2 years ago. And here I am like, oh yeah, that was just last year. The most hilarious part of it was everyone thought that was my real hair and it was a wig. That was pretty funny. I did see that the Braves won last night, Gary. I didn't get to watch it, but I follow them on Instagram, so I always see if they win that day or not, and I was glad to see that they did. Michael, no, I will not be dressing up as Pris this year. No, no, no. Helen. That's okay. Some people aren't Halloween fans, and that's all right. That's funny, B-dubs. I fooled you. Fooled you with the wig. It was a good wig. Really was. And it could have been my real hair if my hair was that short and I curled it that tight. I probably could pull that off with a lot of hairspray, but I didn't want to have to work that hard, so I just got the wig. And I didn't want to have to cut my hair, so. I think I don't remember if I posted this. I think I posted the Scarlet Witch costume either on my Instagram or I know I shared it in my monthly newsletter that I do on my website that I send out to my mailing list every month. I know I sent it out on there. I don't think I posted it on Instagram, but I'm not sure. Which hair, Gary? The Ripley costume? I have those pictures. I mean, for one, I know it's on my Instagram, and I think I posted it on Patreon, but it would be from 2 years ago. So you'd have to scroll back a ways. I definitely recommend my Instagram if you're wanting to keep up with more like daily updates from me, because I post pretty regularly on Facebook as well. It's mainly Instagram and Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it. I used to use it a lot, but I don't really anymore. So for more daily updates, I would say Instagram and Facebook for me. Those are the two social media platforms I use. You were Fat Thor from Endgame. That was quite a popular costume when Endgame came out. Really minimum effort too if you go with like his costume from early in the movie where he's like wearing sunglasses and a t-shirt and stuff. All you gotta have is a wig. Thor wig, and then people know who you are. Yep, that's right. One year I made a Loki costume. I'm a big Loki fan, and I straight up made his costume from Thor the Dark World, aka Thor 2. And it took a lot of work. I think what I did was I ordered a black leather trench coat that was actually supposed to be a Matrix coat, and I converted it into a Loki costume. I had to Velcro all this stuff on there. I had like foam board or whatever it's called, and I like painted it gold, and I stuck all that onto the coat and the strips of green. That's the most work I've ever put into a Halloween costume, and it turned out pretty good, I have to say. I even made like the gauntlets and I fit them over the sleeves of the coat. I'd really have to dig up those pictures, B-dubs, because that was several years ago. Several years ago. Probably like between 6 and 8 years ago, probably. No, Hulk was not impressed with Loki. Yeah, that's one of the funniest moments I have ever had in a movie theater. Avengers, the first one in the theater for the first time, amazing. Everyone lost their minds when Hulk started just smashing Loki like a rag doll, like you said. Everyone lost it. We were laughing so hard we were crying. It was just so unexpected. Nice, B-dubs. You got creative that year. Yeah, that would be a good costume idea, Alan. Definitely one you could reuse for other things. That's awesome, B-dubs. I've done a lot of Marvel-themed costumes over the years. Several years ago, I went as Daredevil, and I fully committed. Like, I wore the black suit that he starts off with, which is just like the long sleeve black shirt and the pants and the boots, and I actually wore the black blindfold that he wears over his head, and so I could only half see all day, or all evening, I should say. So that was interesting. I could see just well enough to make my way around it, because that was a year I went to a Halloween party, and I could see just well enough to, like, not bump into stuff, not run into anything, but it was very strange, a very interesting experience. I love working with the texture on hats. It is so fun. Wow, that is commitment, B-dubs. I just let it flow, Gary, as opposed to let it go, let it flow. I will not sing, though, because none of us wants that. My process with drawing and painting is very intuitive. I have my layout that I start with, that I sketch in, but after that, it is very go with the flow, very intuitive. Some might say chaotic, but I don't know. I prefer the word intuitive. Singing impaired, that is one way to put it. I'm definitely not, I'm not the worst singer on the planet, but I'm aware of my limitations, let's put it that way. I know that I am not good enough to sing in front of a crowd of people, but I also know when I hear some people do karaoke, I'm like, okay, I'm not that bad. Yeah, I guess never the same way twice, Gary. I mean, there's always a little bit of variation, although I'm sure there's certain patterns that even I have not noticed. I do certain things the same way, like I usually start from dark to light. That's one of my patterns. When I'm painting too, I like doing the dark colors first to block things in and lay a foundation, and then work up to light. So that's kind of one method I have, I guess. That's why it was so fun for me recently when I did that series of rodeo paintings, the little 8x10 black and whites, because that was the inverse of the way I'm used to working. Working on a black canvas, I had to do the brights first, like that, I mean, because all your darkest shadows are already there, so that was the opposite of the way I'm used to working, and it was very interesting and very fun, actually. I really enjoyed it, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do more paintings, like white paintings on black canvas in the future, because I had a blast with it. I'm sorry, Gary. I mean, yeah, I guess props to those people, because I would not even get up and try. I'm the person who would be hiding in the back corner, like, do not pick me. I'm not doing it. Anything that involves me getting on a stage is not preferable. I'm a major introvert. Do not like public speaking or any of that kind of stuff. So I've had to get better at it because I'm an artist, and you have to learn how to talk about your work. And as an author, you have to learn how to talk about your stories and how to pitch them to people, which that's kind of different. I'm always someone who has loved doing like one-on-one conversations with people and not getting up in front of crowds and speaking. That's different for me. Same here, Gary, but it's just part of the job. Gotta learn how to sell yourself to people. Because they're like, okay, so you wrote a book. Why should I be interested in your book? What's it about? You know, you gotta be able to answer those questions. And you gotta make it sound interesting and exciting. And with art, you gotta learn how to talk about your work and why you do it. Thank you guys, by the way, for all your feedback on what to do, like how to adjust my post on the upcoming changes to my schedule and yeah, just changes I'm going to be making. I really appreciate all of the feedback on that and potentially what to do with my Patreon tiers. I've been thinking about that a lot and trying to decide what I'm going to do. What I know I'm going to do for sure is bump up the prices just a little bit, like a few dollars, maybe somewhere between like $2 and $5 per tier. Bump that up a little bit, because honestly, with like the $1 tier, I don't want to say it's pointless, but with Patreon taking the fees out that they do, I mean, you're not even making $1 off of that. So I think what I'm going to do is like bump it up, like the $1 tier to $2 or $3, and you know, so on and so forth, and kind of adjust everything accordingly. And I'm also going to add some higher tiers in case anybody is interested in those. A few people have suggested doing reaction requests, which would be once a month, and that would fill in the, like that would make it to where I'm doing 4 reactions per month again instead of 3. But I would have to make that tier $200 or $250 to cover the editing fee, and then whatever it happened to do on YouTube would be income. That's what I would have to do on that. And I know a lot of people will not be interested in that, but that is okay. I just want to make it available for anyone who is interested in doing that. And there would be 1 slot available per month for that if one person wanted to go in and specifically request one movie and have me react to it. Now, of course, I would have to reserve the right to refuse a movie, because some crazy person could sign up for Patreon and just like request the worst movie ever, like the most disturbing or gory or trashy movie ever, and I have to be able to reserve the right to refuse it just in case. So theoretically, I would react to whatever someone wants me to react to with some reservations, you know, like there are some rules. Within reason, how about that? I didn't even know people did that until some of y'all started informing me about that, and I was like, people just do reaction requests as a tier? That's interesting. Like I had never even thought about that. Like, even though I'm a movie reactor, I'm not very involved with, like, I don't watch other reaction channels, so I don't know what they're doing or what their tiers are like or anything, so it was news to me. And I do so appreciate you guys sticking with me through the growing pains. Hopefully the channel will grow quickly and the income will go up, and I can go back to like picking more things eventually that are more niche. I will be on the lookout for it, Gary. I've got another pile of packages piling up, so I'll have to film another mailbag video very soon, probably near the beginning of September. That's okay, Alan. I know nobody likes prices going up on anything. I don't either, but it's just the reality of things. I have always struggled with not charging enough for things. Like, it took me forever to start even going up on my art prices. I was just not getting paid for my time. And so many people have told me, like, Madison, you have got to charge more. I mean, honestly, I still charge less than a lot of artists do. I'll charge like half for some things that other artists are charging. I don't know, it's just, like, I don't know, just so many people have been like, Madison, you've got to go up on your prices, you've got to value your time. And I'm like, I know, but I feel bad about charging people. And they're like, no, this is what you need to pay your bills. Like, you've got to go up on your prices. So I had the same problem with Patreon, not charging quite enough. So trying to do better. You're good, Alan. No worries. I'm just teasing. I guess I'm sharing this to say, don't make the same mistakes as me. Value yourself, value your time and your work, and yeah, don't undervalue it. Be sure to charge what you're worth. I've got some really fun plans for October this year. I'm gonna watch some fun movies, some fun polls. I always get excited about October, Madtober, spooky season. And I cannot believe it's almost here again. Last year was pretty amazing. Watching Psycho for the first time, I was shooketh. my plan, since John Wick was so well received on the channel, is to watch one of those per month until I catch up, till I've completed the series. But I'm gonna skip October. So I'll watch John Wick 2 in September, John Wick 3 in November, and John Wick 4 in December. And then I will be all caught up with that series, and I might start or continue another series. I've had a lot on my mind lately for like different sequels that I haven't watched yet, franchises that I haven't continued or finished, so I've got a lot of ideas swirling for what'll be next. That could definitely be its own poll, Alan. I might do that, because there are so many different versions. It's overwhelming, actually. That's an idea, B-dubs. That could be the tier below, actually, just like straight up requesting a movie and having it reacted to. Like the tier under that could be just having it put on a poll instead of directly reacted to. Or like a guaranteed reaction, I mean. Like I said, there is no pressure to get on these higher tiers. I'm just putting them there as an option for if there is anyone who wants to do it, or if anyone comes along later who wants to do it. It's just putting the option there. There's no pressure. I could also do like art-related tiers. I don't know if anybody would be interested in that, but I could figure out some art-related tiers as well. Like winning a drawing over time or something. I could even do like book stuff as well. I've thought about that, like doing a giveaway package. I don't know how often I would do this, but like if I did some kind of package with like one or both of my books in it and just a bunch of other goodies in there, like a mystery box kind of thing, I think that could be fun. Yeah, that's the thing, Alan. I hate that about Patreon. Every time you switch around tiers, you have to like go in and redo the permissions on everything, and it is so annoying. I remember I had to do that the last time I added I guess the two newest tiers. Oh my gosh, it took forever. I wish there was a way that you could like do it in mass instead of having to go in individually and do it. Maybe there is, and I just haven't realized it. Yeah, I must not have B-dubs. I would check my phone, but I can't because that's what I'm live streaming with, so maybe I just posted it on Instagram, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I just sent it out in the newsletter. I could not tell you because that was almost a year ago now. Basically, with the Patreon tiers thing, what I want to make sure of is, even with all the changes, I want people to feel like they're getting their money's worth. So that's why I'm taking a lot of time to kind of think it through and be like, okay, what are the levels I need to have here? I want to make things as accessible as possible, but I also have to make it profitable. So it's just a whole thing. You have access to a film library on the internet. No, Gary. I don't know what you mean by that exactly, but no. I don't get them, Gary. Daniel does all that for me. He sends me the movies each week. He's awesome like that. Is there anything cooler than a trench coat? I don't think so. I see what you did there, Alan. I don't do any, I don't play any competitive sports anymore. I guess if we want to go deep, I'm always competing with myself. I always want to be a better artist than I was yesterday. Better horsewoman than I was yesterday. I'm always competing against myself from yesterday. I'm still extremely competitive whenever I'm playing video games with anybody. I do not accept loss. Like, for example, my brother and I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero. And when I first started playing, I was obviously way behind him. He had been playing it for a little while. He was already playing on medium difficulty. I started on easy difficulty. I could not stand that I was not as good at it as he was. So I worked and worked and worked at it. And eventually, he was still playing on medium, I think sometimes hard difficulty, and I was on expert difficulty. That is how competitive I am. Sort of like Monica from Friends, but not quite that dramatic. Not quite that crazy, but sometimes pretty close. That was one of the most frustrating things about playing basketball and volleyball in high school was that I had teammates who just did not care. If we won or lost, they weren't going to lose any sleep over it. They were just out there to kind of have fun. And I was like, no, we are here to win. We are not here to be silly and have fun. This is serious business. They just did not have that competitiveness in them. They were there more for the social aspect of it, just have fun with friends. And I was like, no, we're here to win. You run into that more with girls, I think, than guys. Like, guys are more naturally competitive when it comes to sports, but sometimes girls are not. Oh, I'm sorry, Little League wasn't fun for you, Alan. A dart league. That would be interesting. I don't really have a lot of practice with darts. I would do it every now and then. Like if I would go to a restaurant or something and they had a dartboard, I would try it out, but definitely don't have a lot of practice with it. One thing I've been wanting to try that I haven't tried yet is pickleball, because I love tennis, and I mean, I love watching tennis. I took tennis lessons for a year or two when I was a kid and then ended up just moving on to other things. But I loved it. And so, I mean, pickleball is like a mini version of tennis that you can play a little more casually. So I'm wanting to try out pickleball. I think that would be fun. And it's certainly all the rage right now. Thank you, Michael. I try. Yeah, I picked this, like, usually I pick an image from the movie, but I believe this is more like a promotional still, like on set. But all of the shots from the movie, like, this was the best one. Like, the lighting on his face, his expression, it just kind of encapsulates his character and the angst of his character, and I just love it. I was like, I gotta pick that one. Sorry guys, I have to sharpen this Conte pencil again. It wears down so quickly. At some point, I either need to draw or paint that iconic shot of him and Ilsa at the end, because I think that would be something. I don't know if I should draw it or paint it. That will be the conundrum, but at some point, I'm going to do that shot of them standing there looking at each other. It's just the heartbreak of that moment. Drives me crazy, the little powdery things that come off and they fall down your drawing and you're like, no, get off. So this Conte pencil is only a 2B, and I'm tempted to get a like a 4B or even an 8B and see if it can go even blacker. I don't know if it would just be thicker or if it really would go blacker, because this one goes pretty dark, but I'm curious to see what an 8B Conte pencil could do. I'm always pushing the limits of how dark can I go, because I love my deep blacks. Conte pencil, Alan, it's C-O-N-T-E. It's French. I discovered them when I just reached my wit's end with regular graphite pencils, because you can go pretty dark with them, but they get shiny. And when you look at them from an angle, they really shine. Conte pencil does not. It is more like, it is graphite, but it's more like charcoal the way it applies. And you can go really black with it instead of just like shiny metallic gray. And when you look at it from an angle, it's not shiny like pencils are. And that's what I like about it, because the shine of it was just driving me crazy when I would try to do like large dark areas like this. I was like, there has to be a better way. And thankfully there was, because I would usually end up using charcoal, but you can't, it's hard to control charcoal. And this came in the form of a pencil, which was exactly what I was wanting. It comes in the form of a pencil, but it's easier to control. Charcoal comes in pencils as well, which is what this is. My white that I use is charcoal, and you have great control over it, but the black charcoal will just like powder everywhere, and it's just not as sturdy. So I like the Conte pencil. Best results I've gotten. I do like charcoal for bigger areas, but when you're trying to do really small stuff like eyeballs and stuff, stressful. No worries, Gary. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your evening. I appreciate that, Alan. I am a little bit ahead, I feel like, on this one, but not done yet. I feel like as I do these each week, I'm getting a little faster. It depends on the drawing, of course, but when you keep practicing in the same format like this, inevitably you get a little bit faster at it. And you are not alone. That's what most people say to me. They're like, aren't you done? And I'm like, no. Lots more to go yet, although it's usually on my paintings and I just want to face palm because I'll be like halfway through a big painting and people will be like, aren't you done? And I'm like, girl, I'm halfway through this. I've got a long way to go. They're like, but it looks so good. I'm like, no. Sorry, Michael. Yes, that is my new and scratchy pencil. It is not your dog. Don't blame the doggy. I really do love the dramatic lighting on this one. feel like I've been scratching more than usual in this one. I think it's because this one's got so many deep blacks in it. Some of them I hardly use the Conte at all. Just really want to get that high contrast feel in there. Well, the good news is, Alan, hopefully there will always be more time, because, you know, you don't want to ever run out of movies to watch, but at this rate, I'm going to be saving a lot of good older movies, classics for later. Like, hopefully, you know, at some point in the next year or so, the channel really blows up and really grows. And when that time comes, more freedom comes to be able to watch, again, like the more niche films or the older films that aren't going to get as many clicks, but it won't matter. Hopefully that freedom comes at some point to be able to watch more, just like, I don't know, like whatever I'm in the mood to watch that week or whatever I want to put on the poll that week, instead of having to worry so much about numbers. Because at some point, when you get just a ton of subscribers, you're going to get pretty good numbers on what you're watching, no matter what you're watching. But in those earlier stages, you got to be more selective. Sabrina, yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but with how much I already like Humphrey Bogart and Audrey Hepburn, probably gonna love it. But yeah, they definitely did more often larger age gaps in older movies, and sometimes it gets a little weird. I don't know what the age gap is between those two, but sometimes it's just like, really? Did you have to go that dramatic with it? There's like a resurgence of that's happening, and they're like trying to reverse it with like making the woman much older than the man. And to be honest, it's just really icky to me. Like, this post came across my Facebook last night about this new Netflix movie starring Laura Dern and Liam Hemsworth. And she's like 57 and he's like 34 or something. And I'm sorry, but that's just weird to me. Opinions are going to vary, but to me, that is weird, and they should not be trying to push that. That's a 20-plus year age gap. All of Grace Kelly's films were in her 20s, playing with 40s and 50s leading men. Yeah. Ugh, I did not realize she was in her 20s in all of them. Yeah, that makes it a little icky. A little icky. Not gonna lie. once you go over 10 years, like a 10-year age gap, it starts getting a little more just ugh to me. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully that did not disrupt the live stream. Someone is calling me. Oh, it's my dad. Dad, don't you know I'm live streaming? No, he doesn't. He doesn't know. Hatari, is that how you say that? I haven't heard of that one. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Yeah, probably just happened when I had to stop the phone call incoming. Yeah, I see my screen is frozen, but there's the audio's working. That's so weird. I'm not sure how to fix that. Weird. Oh, the video's working for you, Michael? Let me check on my computer here. It's like frozen on my phone screen, which is where I'm recording. Yeah, the video's gone on my computer. It's just black. I wonder what would happen if I reloaded. Yeah, it's still black. Darn it. Yeah, mine's blacked out too, Alan. I don't think my video is running anymore because it's frozen on my phone, which is where I'm filming. That's so weird though that the audio stayed working, but the video turned off. I guess I'll just end this stream a little bit early, guys. We're only 10 minutes out anyway, and I was almost done, so I'll just finish this up real quick off stream. But you guys saw the majority of it. There's just a few more little touch-ups to make. I'll have to tell my daddy kicked me off the live stream today. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for being here. And again, thank you so much for sticking with me through these growing pains of trying to get everything sorted out on my channel and changes to my Patreon and all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate you guys so much. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, guys, and a great rest of your week. And I will see you on Friday for the premiere of True Grit. See you guys then.